Hey guys, how are you doing? In this video I'm going to be reviewing Lesley University. So because I went there from September 2021 until December 2023 as a transfer student. I transferred from two colleges. Well, I was first in a community college, and then after that I went to another college, both in Massachusetts, both in Worcester. One was defunct, unfortunately, and that's why I transferred to Lesley. So yeah, the one I transferred from in Worcester, got defunct, and they lost money, went bankrupt, and then I transferred to Lesley. I was only there for a year, by the way. So Lesley University is a private university in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's next to Harvard. They're pretty much neighbors, and it's private. It's a liberal arts school. It's very liberal. It has a lot of programs, luckily, a lot of majors, and that's what I liked about it, even though, unfortunately, now, I know now they cut some programs and they laid off some staff. There was a controversy with the president, Janet Steinmeier, about that because of her cutting majors, and it was for budget cuts, and then, I saw in the news that I think it's real, because some things can be fake, if you know what I mean, but what made it worse is that, which is fine that it happened, but the point is that it correlates with the budget cuts, quote unquote, like laying off, cutting the majors and laying off staff relating to that major, but the fact that her salary was doubled, which is understandable, that people were mad, and they call this program, this campaign, Better Lesley. So, but either way, I went there for 2 years, and for a year and a half, I think, technically, and my experience there has been, it was a mixed bag. It was good and bad, half good, half bad. I'm gonna review it, talk about how it is and whether I recommend it or not, pretty much, yeah. And I'm making this video because which is weird, if you search on YouTube, Lesley University review, you won't really find anything, vlogs, reviews, nothing like that, the only thing you'll find is their official channel with their videos on it, so, but anything, not from their channel and not related to, a tour or the message from the president, if you know what I mean, all those things, and, what's going on with Lesley, no, you won't find it. So that's another reason I'm making this video, I mean. So my major was in game design. I was doing Bachelor of Arts in game design, and my experience there has been okay, because I don't know, it's mostly the people there, the students. I really didn't like the students. I didn't get along with them very well, with most of them, to the point that even, I don't know, I don't even stay in touch with them right now, I didn't connect well with them, or I was, but then not anymore, and a lot of them unfortunately were fake, and I don't know why they were like this, or I don't know if it's something I did, but they're very questionable. It makes you wonder, did I do something? Or even if I did something, but this is how you treat me? They're very, I don't know, I guess it also depends on your identity. I mean, kind of if you're not somebody who has a lot of interests like them, and you don't identify the same way they do, then sure, because I feel most of the students are cliquey. It's like high school all over again, and you don't belong if you're not like them, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I just found it to be very cliquey, and for me, mostly it's been bad because of the social aspect. Unfortunately, not many of them were great how they were. To me, they're not really nice, and some of them from the beginning, or some of them later on, or it's they're fake, most of them, and yeah. But luckily though, I did have great, people I interacted with. One I still even stay in touch with, and or have their social media, and luckily not all of them were bad, but I'm just saying my experience has been like this. So I don't know what the reason really is for that happening, but yeah. So I've had a lot of issues there socially, even one to the point where there's somebody who I've talked to only 2 times, and we're in classmates or anything. We were just strangers, but we knew each other a little bit.
Just to note though, we added each other on Snapchat and talked once. So,
and then suddenly every time I see her and her friends, she would laugh at me. They would laugh at me. They were indirectly bullying me, and obviously I know they were, and it just wasn't great, not a good feeling, and it would even make me uncomfortable because of her and other people to go to Lesley every time I'm there. I always feel that way for the past year, and just it wasn't a great feeling. And I know that not everyone will like you, and there's gonna be haters out there and whatever. Not everyone will like you and be friends with you and all that, which is how it is in life, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's more how they treat me is the issue. It's not what they think of me, because you can't control that, and we don't like everyone will like us, it's fine, but it's more how they treat you. It's how you get treated. So anyways, it was so bad to the point I reported her first of all to the dean. I talked to him first, which Shout outs to you, by the way. Thank you so much. And then I think he directed me to like Title IX, and I spoke with the assistant director, and later on I met with her and the director, and they took my issue seriously and they talked to her. You know, I'm glad they talked to this person, and because I felt like it had to be said and it had to be taken care of. It's not something you can just simply ignore, because some people tell you to just let it go or ignore the issue or it will pass, and you know what I mean. It's not always a good advice. It's not always the best solution. It depends on the situation, but it just wasn't fair. Like personally, my policy or my boundary and limit is that I don't care what you think of me, whatever. If you don't like me, if you don't want to be my friend. But the point is that regardless of that, that doesn't mean you treat people badly because of it. Like you bully them and you be rude to them. That's the line you don't cross. And so I did. It's been taken care of, and I don't even care about her to associate with her. I just care that she stops treating me like this, and hopefully others that way, you know. And some were kind of the same, you know. Some Lesley students like were the same. And for me personally, I don't recommend it as a place to socialize. Like for me personally, I'm not saying that this will go for everyone. Some people will have good relationship with Lesley. They will have a good experience, had a good experience. Like I'm not saying that this will happen to you for sure. Maybe some of you, but I'm just saying this to keep in mind that if this happens to you, don't be surprised, you know, because I don't want to stereotype that all Lesley students are like that, because I know people will think I'm just being a hater and I want to be biased. But no, I've got to be objective. But I'm just saying that my experience with students hasn't been great, unfortunately, and I will say it's a little bit of a trauma, like social trauma, and just it stressed me out so much. But luckily I'm out of Lesley. That's what matters. So yeah, but that's the social aspect of it. I hope that what I've said was enough and it was helpful. Academics-wise, because obviously that's why you're in college. Academics-wise, like it has a lot to offer. Some professors I didn't really like the way they taught, especially this professor that I had for intro to animation. Like, I don't know, just, no, I'm sorry, history of animation. He was, a lot of people didn't even like him, especially if you go to like ratemyprofessors.com. I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that way, but there were some professors that were okay and I didn't like, and some were really great. They're awesome. And, you know, some of the classes I took where I really liked, they were nice. It wasn't that hard. I got good grades and I enjoyed learning from it and just doing it in general. And yeah, so it does have a lot of majors, like I said earlier. That's what I like about it, you know. It's known for its art program. It has a lot of art programs and filmmaking, and yeah, most of the students are art and film students. Oh, and to go back to the social aspect, sorry, if any of you out there who know yourself that are watching this video that are, you know, I got along with, I still do, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you guys rock. But other than that, like, I think that's really it, you know. Like, it's not a big school, it's small. You have to take the shuttle to go to other halls. Like, the main hall is University Hall, or U-Hall as it's called, like for short. And I don't remember the names of all the halls, but I think there's like a total of, including U-Hall, like 5 maybe. But it's like you go from here to there. It's like right within Cambridge, and it's not like you know, it has a hub, if you know what I mean, like UMass Amherst. It has its own circle or sanctuary, I guess. I like to call it a hub world. It's something that, it's a term in video games where it's like, you know, you have your own place where you go to a store and everything. Like if you played some games like Splatoon, for instance, and that's what I like to call hub world, you know. But it's just pretty much derived from video games, and it's not, doesn't mean open world, you know. It's not like Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild, but that's different. And again, it's right next to Cambridge. It's pretty much like, you know, like their neighbors. But there's other issues with Lesley that I didn't get to talk about, you know, like for instance, the elevators, and people said, which I didn't experience, but like the molds, because I didn't live in the residence hall. Luckily, I was just a commuter, but they say that the halls were bad, like the dorms, the bathrooms, the food. Yeah, but I would say my issue, personally, I felt that I faced besides the people were the elevators, you know. The elevators were so slow, like, I don't know, just not that great. And also the fact that I'm not really a sports person, but they don't really have sports. They're like, they have, if you want to do hockey, I think, I'm not sure. Like I saw some athletes there, but they don't have a lot, they don't really have any, you know, like place where you can practice in. So it's not like an other universities, if you know what I mean. So like Lesley is not a place where, either way, my point is that you want to go there for sports, you know, like it's not known for that. It's just known for if you just want to walk around and you go to like your classes, you know, if you're an art student, filmmaker, all maybe nursing, I don't know, but that's just really what it's for. Like Lesley's known for that. And lastly, I'll say, obviously I think I've had enough to say about the university. I think I've reviewed enough of it, but do I recommend it? I would say no. Personally, for me, no, just because, my opinion, I just feel like it's way too expensive for what you get. It doesn't feel like it live up to its price, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like it's justified, even though it's a private school, because private schools in general are expensive, you know, so you can't deny that, and they're expensive for a reason. But with Lesley, it just doesn't live up to the price, in my opinion. So, you know, I mostly don't recommend it, but I feel like as a letter rating, I give it like a C-, you know. But for me, mostly has been the issues, the students, you know, like socially, I just feel like it's not great, and if I would ever go there again, no. Or even if for grad school, even though there are benefits too, if I went there as a grad student because I was a student there, and I remember one person telling me I would get benefits, yeah, but I would not, you know. I don't know if I'll go to grad school in the future, but if I do, it wouldn't be Lesley. And for those of you out there, if you're in Lesley, I hope you don't deal with the same issues I did, and if you are, good luck with it. And I don't know if you're gonna transfer, but I remember even meeting this person because of the Better Lesley campaign. I met him at this coffee shop in front of Lesley at Cafe Nero specifically, which is it's a popular popular coffee shop in Boston. There's a lot, you know, not just in the UK, but he was a first year student. I met him last fall. He said he was planning on transferring because of better Lesley, and I didn't blame him, so yeah. But I feel like the only reason I would recommend Lesley is if you have a scholarship, is if it's in the area, you can't like afford, or if it's hard for you to not go to Lesley, if it's close to you. Not everyone has the luxury, of course, and like can't afford going anywhere else and like move out of state, of course, or stay in the state but go somewhere else. Of course, that I gotta be understanding, and I do understand. But if you have a scholarship, sure, go there. If it has the major you want, okay. But it's more like a place to keep in mind what you might run into, you know, like don't get too excited. Just say, okay, hopefully there won't be a lot of issues, and if there is, I'll try to get through it, and if it's so bad, I'll transfer, you know. I feel like transferring, just not going there, yeah, well, transferring should be a last resort. I don't know, you know. I know, of course, some people might disagree with me with this video. That's totally fine. Everyone's experience will be different, you know. It's all about being respectful to each other's opinions and not stereotype the place. I know we shouldn't really stereotype, even though I feel like we all do, and stereotypes exist for a reason, but unfortunately, just like for me, it hasn't been that great, especially because of how the people were. Like, I just noticed they're very cliquey, and maybe, I don't know if my identity kind of has to do with why some of them were weird to me. I mean, I am on the spectrum, you know, maybe you can tell I'm autistic, but like, I never really had issues with people mistreating me because of my identity, like, because, you know, I am Arabic, I am Muslim, and I'm from Saudi Arabia originally. I've been here in the States for 13 years. Yeah, it still sucked how it was, but at least I'm out of Lesley, and yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful, and it's fine if you disagree with it, but it's all about just sharing my experience and telling you how it was. Some will agree, some won't agree, but some have had a good experience, like some didn't, and of course, I can't expect everyone to agree with me and that they'll go through the same thing I went through, you know, that you'll go through that or you went through that. Alright, so that's been my review of it. I think that's all I wanted to say about this university, and I kind of recommend it, but I mostly don't, personally. Again, my opinion. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, other than that, and have a good one, and I hope this was helpful. Peace out.